We've had a lot of requests for an invoicing system from the single man operations out there that do PDR, that all they want is a system to keep track of invoices and who owes them money and be able to send statements. We developed this system for Android. It is not compatible with any kind of Apple products, and for $14.99 it's a pretty good bargain. When you first start it up, it will ask you for your Gmail address and password. It uses that information to send emails. Once you enter that, you can go to your company information. As you can tell, I've already gotten mine filled out. The email address I have entered for my company information is not my Gmail address. This is the address that I want a copy of all reports that are emailed sent to. It can be your Gmail address, but for me it's not. To enter customer information, you just go to the customer screen. I've already gotten a couple of customers on here, so I'm not going to bore you with typing out another one. I left the email field blank on this customer for a reason, to show you how it acts whenever you do not have an email address associated with the customer and you try to email them an invoice. You can go to the settings, and this is where you can adjust your invoice number, your starting invoice number. It defaults to 1, but you can always go up with it. You can never go down with it. You can also, on this screen, edit your Gmail address and password and change your setup, which is printer options. I'll explain more about that as we go along. Alright, we're ready to create an invoice. First thing you do is select a customer. If the customer's name is not in the list, you can click on the Add New button and type in a name, and it will insert a record into the database. Up across the top, you'll see the date, the customer's name, and the invoice number. You're ready to add a vehicle. Here, you do not have to enter a RO or stock number, but we will in this case. This is just a number for the customer to identify the vehicle that you worked on. We'll enter an amount. And now we can either add another vehicle, or we can edit this vehicle and add panels and a retail price. Let's go ahead and have a panel on it. The descriptions that it comes with is PDR and R&I, but you can always add your own descriptions and they'll show up in the list. We'll go ahead and put a retail price on here for when you do work for a body shop, so they know what they're supposed to charge a customer and what their markup is. Now we can add another vehicle, or we can go ahead and get it wrapped up. We do not have to put a PO number on there. We will in this case. To market page, just click that field. This thing will accept partial payments. And as you can tell, it adjusts the balance accordingly. Or to market paid in full, you can click it and enter the entire amount, or you can just long click it on the paid field and it will mark it paid in full. Okay, once we're satisfied with our invoice, we can either email it or print it. If you remember, we didn't have an email address associated with this customer, so it'll ask us for one. If you have one on the customer screen, it will not ask you. It will just automatically email it to that address. To print using a regular mobile printer, you will need a third-party application such as PrinterShare or Hammermill, or I'm sure there's others out there, but we're just going to view it in Adobe Reader. Okay, this is what your invoice looks like when you email it or print it on a full-size printer. It's got all the pertinent information on there. If you look right here, it does have the retail price printed right underneath the vehicle, so the body shop can know exactly what they're supposed to charge. As far as reporting goes, there is some reports. It's not in-depth like our other system, but it will let you know who owes you money. You can click on their name and it tells you what invoices they owe and how much they owe. And if they need another copy, or if you get paid on them and you want to mark it paid, you just click whatever invoice it is. It goes straight to that invoice and you can either print it for them again or go on to market paid. You also have an accounts receivable screen where you can see who owes you money and how much total they owe you. And you can also send a statement. You select your customer and an ending date. And the same thing on the email. If you don't have an email address associated with the customer, it'll ask you for one, but we're just going to view it in Adobe. And this is what your statement looks like. It has a list of invoices, the date, and the amounts. On the setup, I told you I'd explain that a little later. We're going to change that to 2. I personally use a 3-inch thermal printer, and that's the code for it, to use it. We'll go ahead and print out that last invoice that we created. You can't see it print, but we'll change the camera so you can see it. This is the invoice that I use for my customers. As you can tell, it's got the invoice number and date, and it has a retail price. Come on, camera. And the stock number. Yeah, can't get my camera focused very good right now. But anyway, that's, like I said, that's the one I use, and my customers love it. This app is listed on, the only place to buy it is on Google Play. Like I said, it's $14.99, and once you buy it, it's yours. There's no subscription price or extra prices. It probably will not have a whole lot more features than what it has right now at that price. I'll be glad to fix any bugs, or maybe add something small. And if you buy it and you have a little thermal printer that you'd like to use, I'll be glad to work on that and get it working for your printer. And again, it does not work with any type of Apple products, Android only. Thank you.